There's a strange heaviness we carry today. Not the heaviness of hard work, not the weight of survival, but something quieter. It happens when we open our phones, when we scroll through timelines filled with perfect faces, glowing vacations, flawless careers. And as we watch, something inside us whispers, "Look at them, and look at me." We don't always admit it, but comparison is like an invisible chain. It binds us, slowly, silently, until one day we realize we are no longer living our lives, we are measuring them. Why do we do this? Why do we measure? Maybe because from childhood we were taught to compare. See how well she scored. Look at him, so disciplined. We learned early that our worth is not in who we are, but in how we rank against others. And then came social media, a magnifying glass to this habit. Now, we don't just compare with friends or neighbors. We compare with strangers we may never meet. People who show us only fragments of their lives. The brightest fragments, carefully polished and presented. But here's what we forget. We are comparing our everyday struggles with their curated highlights, our unfiltered truth with their filtered illusion. Comparison doesn't cut us loudly. It doesn't scream. It seeps in like a slow poison. It turns joy into restlessness. It turns gratitude into envy. We start believing we are behind in success, behind in beauty, behind in love. As if life were a race and everyone else got a head start. But is life really a race? There's no universal finish line. No one standing at the end with medals. Life is not about who reaches there first. It's about discovering what there even means for you. Yet comparison blinds us to this truth. It convinces us that our story is less valuable because someone else's looks shinier. But imagine this. What if you stopped comparing? What if, for just a moment, you put down that invisible burden? You would see yourself differently. Not as someone who is behind, but as someone who has been surviving, learning, growing. Every scar you carry is a story of resilience. Every small victory, even if no one applauds, is a step forward. And isn't that worth honoring? When you compare yourself only to who you were yesterday, you realize something beautiful. You have changed. You have evolved. You are still becoming. Self-acceptance doesn't mean ignoring your flaws. It means holding them gently, the way you'd hold a fragile piece of glass. It means saying, yes, I am imperfect, but I am worthy still. When you live in acceptance, you free yourself, free from the need to prove, free from the invisible scoreboard, free to walk your path with lightness. Because at the end of the day, no one else is living your story, only you are. And isn't that enough? So the next time you feel that sting of comparison, pause, take a deep breath, place your hand on your heart, and remind your mind yourself, I am not behind. I am not less. I am on my own journey. And it is unfolding in its own time. When you whisper this truth to yourself, the burden grows lighter. And in that lightness, life begins to feel softer, truer, and beautiful yours.